Hello and welcome to the Nameless Ones. My name is Avian Doyle. So we've had the stillness, we've had time to slow down. Hopefully some of you saw my message around Christmas to really slow everything down, because even though it will feel as though January can start off quite slow, quite still, quite silent, like there's a quietness to the energies right now. Enjoy that. Breathe into that space, because as we reach the latter end of January 23, we will start to see a fast pace, a more speedy pace pick up as we go further. So this is a good time to genuinely take a step back. So it's like when you want to hit a target with a bow and arrow. You have your bow and arrow and you need to pull back. You need to pull back the string on that bow and arrow before you let go, before you shoot off into your desired destination, right? So this is what this time is. As we begin the start of January, you'll find the end of December, starting January, you're pulling back the energy. And it's also so we can have a good view. We can have a panoramic perspective. We can do a 360-degree review of where we are and where we're going. So this little bit of time to play with, which is gentle and soft. And maybe some of you are feeling a little bit like you're drifting a little bit, or you've lost your focus. That's kind of the frequency at the moment, but it's okay, because when the energies start to really get going again, you will need to be really clear. You'll need that clarity about where you're going to hit that arrow, right? That arrow cannot reach a clear aim if you're foggy and if you're not sure about what's next. So your mind is like your garden. It's like the land underneath your feet. You can plant anything you like in that. And this relates to the winter solstice message video I did, talking about choice and how we have to remind ourselves that we always have choice and we always have choices. So your garden, this fresh patch of land that you've been granted for 2023, what are you going to plant? What would you like to see growing in your garden? How would you like this garden to look? Is it going to be a sanctuary, a place of peace, a place of meditation? Or do you want it to be a party garden? Or perhaps you want it to be a garden for your family? So seeing the mind, the consciousness, and I don't mean the physical mind, I mean the higher mind, seeing that as land, miracle land under your feet, and what you're going to plant there is very helpful to inspire us and to get those creative energies moving, so that we're actually inspired to really dream big and to dream authentically about what we really actually want. Some of you felt that you've had a pull between two roads. So it's like that Robert Frost poem, The Road Less Traveled, right? Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. So there is this need now to, back to the arrow, right? If you have your bow and arrow, if you split that bow in two, or the arrow, sorry, if you have your arrow and you split the arrow in two and you try to fire that thing, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to fall to the ground. It's not going to have any sense of where it's going or where it needs to go or where it wants to go, because you need that laser focus you need the arrow to be focused in one direction. So if you're being pulled in two directions, it's a good time for you to tell your angels, tell your spirit guides, tell your prime creator, this is the general theme of what I would like to experience now. So the God source, the prime creator, is giving you free rein to create your life as you see fit. That's what your free will is. It's like, how do you want to play in this playground? So it's good to have a sense of direction as we go into January. That's going to be really helpful. There was something else I wanted to say. Yeah. Okay, so and this is particularly for my subscribers, because when you subscribe to a channel, like an actual angel channel, you're connecting your energy with the collective consciousness that I'm channeling for. So this is a message for my subscribers only, okay? Because I'm tuning into you. 2023 is going to be a year where so much of the seeds that you've planted in that garden, so much of your focus, your dedication, your hard work is going to grow as fruit from the tree for you to pluck and eat. You're going to see magical things happen. There's going to be a lot of what you're going to think is like miracles, but it's actually all the focus, the affirmations, the meditations. It's the dead energy, the dead relationships, the dead jobs that you're willing to cut away. It was all that hard, dark night of the soul awakening that began in April 2020, and you worked through and you progressed through and you stayed faithful and you stayed in the light and you didn't get bitter, and you've spent the last 2-3 years holding that light in your heart, never wavering in your faith. And if you did waver, picking yourself off the floor. That's what this year is going to show you, how that's all been worth it. And so many of the things that you've been praying for, because you've now accepted what you had to do. You've cut off the karmic patterns, the karmic relationships. You've allowed yourself to trust that there's a higher path for you. You're trusting in that ache in your heart that says there's something better, there's something better, there's something that fits, that is of a higher frequency, is more pure in its energy. 2023 is going to be the year that you're able to receive that. And my focus there is on the word receiving. So allow this last week of December, the first 2-3 weeks of January to be receptive. Know that in slowing down, you're actually speeding up your frequency. That's the crazy thing, right? We think if we slow down, we're not getting stuff done. But actually, all that running around, that's from a place of fear and is kind of mindless and lacking in presence. You're actually not, you're putting all this physical man effort in, but it's actually, the man hours won't pay off when you're doing it from that space, because it's not coming from a place of love or inspiration. I always feel that inspiration and motivation are two different things. So motivation is like from your physical mind, your ego, and inspiration is inspired from your higher self. So your inspiration will give you the path of least resistance every time. And I feel that in January, you are going to receive your path of least resistance. But you have to be still enough, and you have to be grounded and present enough to hear that information, to receive it, and to feel the guidance of that, so that you do show up in the right place at the right time. So that's particularly for the people who feel a connection to the angelic realm, the nameless ones that I channel here and that I embody for the divine feminine. that message will not resonate for everybody because, like I said, there is something that happens. There's an energy transfer when you subscribe and when you like. So you're connecting with my energy when you do that. And that's why you'll have specific YouTubers or podcasters who you return to time and time again, because you've actually made an energetic connection with them that they're able to channel or receive, hang on, this is falling, messages for you on your behalf, because there's a connection there. So it's why you're drawn to certain people on YouTube, why you feel that you can trust that person or that podcast. There's a resonance, there's a link, and you're supposed to hit off their video, and you're supposed to. So I'm feeling very neutral and also very hopeful, full of light about this new year. Personally, I feel I'm part of that collective because I feel like we're part of the same kind of soul pod in some way, where I feel 2023 is definitely going to be my year. I know that because I decided and I made the honest decision not to run. You know, I think December was about not running from yourself, not running from your feelings, not running from whatever emotions were coming up, and just allowing and accepting and loving every single shadow part of yourself. And I think the last 2 Decembers have kind of prepared me for this December. And it feels like there's a completion in my energy, and I wonder if you're feeling that too. It feels like, let's just say I'm excited for the year ahead. I can see some very good frequencies, some really beneficial cosmic energy for all of us in many ways, but especially those of us who had our like bazillionth awakening. Because awakening is not something that we just do once. It's something that we will continuously do at different cycles and different times throughout our lives as we mature and grow. So don't be expecting that you do your awakening. Like, it's not like you get your degree and that's your cert. You are awakened and you put that on your wall and that's it. It doesn't work that way. As you receive more and more, and as your energy channel grows, more and more consciousness, more energy, more wisdom comes in. And also the living of life, as you have experiences, you keep growing and growing and expanding and activating. So I feel like next year is a big year of activations and receiving. We had to do a lot of giving. We had to do a lot of we have to do a lot of giving in the last few years. I feel like there's going to be a lot of receiving, or being able to take, because there is a time to receive in life, but there's also a time to take. There's a time to take what's yours, and not to be shy about that. So I will have lots more about the energy forecasts in the months that come. I wish you a wonderful new year. Namaste. Bye.